secrets of the full Lotus practice. So as you can see, I'm sitting in full Lotus, which is not you can see the legs, feet are on the thighs. And so, what we find is that even if you stop practicing for just a couple hours, then you'll feel the lower back hips. So there's a photo of me from about 5 years ago, or 4 years ago, when I was taking $20 donation. I would do 8 hours of full Lotus. So then my ankles were very high up against my body. And so then what the Qigong master will say is that when your legs are numb, they'll go numb, right? And then that's where the pain gets strong. But he says, well, that means the energy is in your head. Well, obviously, from Western science, it's in your head. Because blood circulation in the lungs. And so, obviously, that's terrible. actually from the vagus nerve. So it's the opposite. It's the precise opposite of what happens to a male, typically for the male. So modern society, like if you listen to national public radio, you'll have these female doctors talking about male orgasms, but they actually mean the opposite of what a male does say. They don't say ejaculation, because ejaculation is actually the sympathetic nervous system, whereas the full Lotus, it's the vagus nerve being activated by the brain. So what science has realized is that when you do the Wim Hof breathing, when you do deep breathing, you activate the sympathetic nervous system. So you do like 30 real deep breaths, and then you can try to feel your kidneys, and then you're building up your adrenaline, but you double your adrenaline levels. But then when you hold your breath after exhale, that triggers your vagus nerve, and the vagus nerve mainly, it's afferent, which means the signals are going to the brain. And so then adrenaline, it can't bypass the blood-brain barrier in the blood, but you have it built up in your blood, but from your lower body, because it's made in the adrenal medulla. But it needs the vagus nerve to be activated in order for your brain to start using the adrenaline. So the brain is like the control switch for your body to use the adrenaline. So this is called parasympathetic rebound. See, it's a dialectical reversal, which is a term for social science, right? But it's like a systems theory thing. So you're getting you're pushing the sympathetic to its far extreme, opposite of extreme vagus nerve action. So switching it, through the pineal gland. Thanks.